It's John here from Coolermods. We're going to show you how to put the solid front tire kit on. It's a little different from installing a regular tire, and if you do it the wrong way, you're probably going to damage your rim. So when you get our solid front tire, it's going to come with the solid front tire. It's going to come with these 3 spacers and come with 4 screws. Some Cruzin rims use 3 screws. You just won't use the 4th. Okay. First thing you want to do, which I've already done, this is a fork from a cooler. Just remove the tire. It's real simple. There's 2 nuts on the other side. Your axle's going to come out, and that's it. And there's going to be a couple spacers. You're not going to reuse those spacers, okay? Once you remove the tire, let the air out of the tire. Very important. You can just get a screwdriver or anything and push a little button in there. There's still a little air in there. Let the air out. Once the air is out, remove the 4 screws, okay? We've already done that, so take the rim apart. These 4 short screws, once again, just like the stock spacers, you're not going to use. So we're going to put those aside, okay? Remove the stock tire tube. Then we get our solid tire. Okay, we're going to put the solid tire on. And you line up the hole in both tires for even. We got a new spacer that goes in the middle of the rim. One came out when you took it apart. It's shorter. This one's slightly longer because the rim halves are not going to touch when you install this. What you're going to want to do is put this on and tighten this down until this contacts the spacer. Okay, you do not want to tighten past that point. You will damage the rim. So what you want to do is you get your axle, put it in there to hold the spacer centered. Okay, we'll put our 4 screws in. Just get them started. No, it might take you a second to get them started. Always start them by hand. You don't want to strip out your rim. You know, I mean, they're not real expensive, but they're not cheap. You know, and then you want to tighten the screws in. I'm going to use the drill just for the video, but I highly suggest you do this by hand because it's very easy to over tighten them. What you want to do when you tighten, you want to go in a circular pattern. If you're good with the power driver or drill, you can do it with the drill. Just don't make them real tight. You're going to go around like that. Then you'll find that the first one is loose again. And you're just going to keep working around little by little, tighten them a little bit in a circular pattern as you go. Now, as you're doing this, okay, you're going to find that the center spacer, we can see it's still loose in there. It's not tight enough. Okay, so you're going to line that back up, put that axle back through, and continue. Once again, just go a couple turns on each one and keep going around this circular pattern, just like this. And go around 2 or 3 times and then check again. What you do not want to do is hit the drill real hard and strip the screw. Okay, we're going to check. At this point, it's still loose, so we're going to keep going tighter. Okay. We're almost there though, so I'm just going to go a little more. Once again, maintaining our circular pattern of tightening. As you get tighter, you might want to switch to a hand tool because, once again, you know, you're risking stripping them. And the only reason I'm using this is for the sake of speeding up the video. Still a little bit loose. At this point now, I'm going to get that spacer back in there, which is sometimes a little tricky, getting her lined up, especially as it gets tighter. Okay. You can always use something from the other side to line the spacer up in the center. It'll just jingle around in there, but you want to keep it lined up. And there we go. Don't panic if it moves out. Just take your time. Get it lined up again. Get your axle back in. I'm going to switch now to a hand ratchet so I do not over tighten the screws. Okay. And I'm going to go around once again. A little bit on each one. You know, you really should switch to the hand tool. I can't stress that enough, how many people have called us and damaged rims one way or another by using a power tool on it. And as you're getting tighter, you want to check. I'm getting real close now because it's almost there. So I'm going to go around a few more times. I want to do them equally too. You know, quarter turn or so on each. And we check again. Still a little loose. You know, the reason why I'm checking a lot, which is what you want to do, I've done this a few times, but I really don't want to over tighten it. You know, you spend 5 minutes now instead of 1 minute, and you'll do it right and not damage your wheel. Check again. Okay, now we're almost done. I think one more tightening round or so, and we should be totally tight. And we're right there, just a little bit more. Don't get lazy and stop checking. As you tighten it, you really want to check that every time. When you get lazy, you break something. I'm sure we all have, without doing anything. And that's it. I can see that the spacer is just barely touching. I can put the axle like this and move it a little bit. So I'm just going to go around and give it a little bit more on each one. Just a little bit. Okay, now, you probably can't, see if you can film in there. See, but that spacer is being held in there now. It won't move around when I move the wheel. So that just touched the bearing. That's what you want, so the bearing's supported on both sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the, put the actual wheel together. Put it through, use our spacers, not the ones that were on there before. Go through a spacer, through the wheel and the axle. And if it moves out of alignment, probably means you didn't have it tight enough. Just tighten it a tiny bit more. Put it back in alignment with the screwdriver. Axle on the other side, you may have to stretch this a little. You want it to fit about that tight. You know, you don't want to have to force it. You don't want this way out there either. So if you have to adjust it, take the wheel off, bend the fork with your hand. It's real gentle. And we put the axle back in. And that's it. Put our nuts, and you probably have washers. This is just an old one we had laying around the shop for an example. But that's it. We're going to tighten that on with wrenches on both sides. And that's it. Your solid tire is installed. It's supported on both sides, and you didn't break anything doing it.